नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। भगवद गीता अध्याय 2 श्लोक 41 व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्। Regarding the pursuit of moksha, what is the sadhana for moksha? There are many understandings. There are many understandings regarding the very purpose of life. What is the purpose of life? What is the ultimate goal of life? And how to attain it? There are so many understandings, so many philosophies. Every philosopher has his own view regarding the goal of life. Whether it is our traditional philosophies, ancient philosophies, or modern philosophies, people have diverse understandings. Among them, what is the right understanding? To get the right understanding, we need to rely on the Veda Pramana, the Shastra Pramana. And if we understand the purport of the Shastra properly, there is no confusion. There are no many possibilities. There is only one possibility, only one understanding, and it is clear, without any ambiguity. The Pramana gives clear understanding, without any ambiguity, without any dilemma. But until one comes into Shastra Pramana, until one understands the purport of the Shastra properly, there are possibilities of various misconceptions. And each one holds into his own misconception, holds on to his own misconception. As long as one holds on to one's misconception, one cannot pursue the proper goal of life. Instead, they continue to remain in the ocean of samsara. Therefore, in this shloka, Bhagavan talks about the importance of getting clear understanding from the Shastra, by means of the Shastra. Because a clear understanding of the goal as well as means is very much required for a proper pursuit of the goal of life. He Kurunandana, O Kurunandana, son of Kuru, descendant of Kuru. Iha means Shreyo Marge, in the pursuit of moksha, in the pursuit of Shreyas. Vyavasayatmika eka buddhihi. Eka buddhihi. There is only one understanding possible, which is Vyavasayatmika, means Nishchayatmika, which is ascertained in nature, free from ambiguity. Correct understanding can be only one, and it is revealed by the Shastra. But then, majority of the people in the world do not understand the true purport of the Shastra. Some of them may not even come to Shastra. Nastikas. The philosophers can be divided into two groups. One is the Nastika, who do not even accept the Shastra Pramana. Even they are our Purvapakshis, Nastika Purvapakshis. They don't have the correct understanding because they don't accept the Shastra at all. Among the ancient philosophies, we study Buddhism, Jainism, Bauddha, Jaina, Charvaka, Nastikas. And we have so many modern philosophies, Western philosophers, and so many other, theology, and so on and so on. Nastika philosophers. Then even among the Astika, though they accept the Shastra Pramana, they don't accept the tradition, the Sampradaya, which gives the proper vision of the Shastra. Instead, they interpret the Shastras according to their own speculations, as they like. That is what forms the Astika Purva Pakshas. The Purva Paksha, which are Astika, they accept the Shastra, they quote the Shastra, but their interpretation is not correct. So they are all avyavasayinaha. Krishna calls them avyavasayinaha. They have not arrived at proper conclusion of the Shastra. Therefore, they have various wrong understandings. And the wrong understandings vary. Bahushakhaha. It is variegated. Multifarious. Each one has his own philosophy. And he has derived his philosophy, built his philosophy with his own speculation, intellectual speculation. He has built a system of philosophy. And within that there are many offshoots. Every philosophy gets its own offshoots. That is how all these understandings are anantaha, innumerable. Avyavasayinam buddhayaha, the understandings of avyavasayinaha, the understandings of the people who do not have clear knowledge, clear understanding. See the Bhashya. Ya iyam Sankhye buddhi ukta yoge cha vakshyamana lakshana sa ya iyam Sankhye buddhi ukta. The buddhi, the understanding dealing with the Sankhya, dealing with the Paramatma, which is told, ukta, which was told before, starting from shloka 11. And yogecha vakshyamana lakshana buddhi. And the buddhi dealing with the yoga, karma yoga, which is vakshyamana lakshana, which will be told later on in the following shlokas. These two understandings, the understanding of Sankhya, the knowledge of Sankhya means jnana, atmajnana, and understanding of karma yoga. These two understandings are mutually complementary to each other. They are not contradictory to each other, they are complementary to each other. One is upaya buddhi, another is upeya buddhi. Upaya buddhi means the understanding which serves as a means to reach the other. Yoge buddhi, the understanding dealing with the karma yoga, is upaya buddhi, because it leads to sankhya buddhi, sankhya vishaya buddhi. And sankhya vishaya buddhi is upeya buddhi, because it is attained. Upeya means end. It is attained by means of karma yoga. Therefore, these two understandings both are produced by the Shastra. Both are born of Shastra Pramana, and they are mutually complementary to each other. One cannot exist without the other. One cannot arrive at the upeya buddhi without having the upaya buddhi. Without karma yoga, one cannot arrive at jnana yoga. And without jnana yoga, karma yoga is incomplete. Jnana yoga and karma yoga. Without karma yoga, jnana yoga is impossible. And without jnana yoga, karma yoga is incomplete. That is how both of them are complementary to each other. One fulfills the other. Therefore, Krishna collectively calls them as vyavasayatmika buddhi. Both are collectively called vyavasayatmika buddhi, because both are produced from the Shastra, by the Shastra, and they are complementary to each other. They together form the means for moksha. Sa, it is vyavasayatmika. We have read it? No. Vyavasayatmika is equal to nishchaya swabhava. Not read. Ya iyam buddhi sankhye buddhi ukta yoge cha vakshyamana lakshana sa vyavasayatmika निश्चय स्वभाव एका एव बुद्धि इतर विपरीत बुद्धिशाखा भेदस्य बाधिका सम्यक् प्रमाणजनितत्वात् इह श्रेयो मार्गे हे कुरुनंदन. Vyavasayatmika is equal to Nishchaya Swabhava. It is Nishchaya Swabhava. It is Nishchaya. Ascertained in nature. It is in the form of ascertained conclusion, without any ambiguity, without any doubt. Means it is a valid knowledge. And the valid knowledge, eka eva buddhi, it is only one buddhi, only one understanding. And the clear understanding, the proper understanding negates all other understandings. Itara viparita buddhi shakha bhedasya badhika. Badhika. It negates all other understandings. Itara, other, which are viparita, which are opposed to vyavasayatmika buddhi, which are opposed to proper understanding, contradictory to proper understanding. Buddhi shakha bheda, the varieties of buddhis, variety of buddhis, varieties of understandings, which are opposed to vyavasayatmika buddhi. Badhika, it negates them. When the right knowledge dawns, it negates all the notions, all the wrong notions, all the misconceptions. So there is a rope in twilight, and four people see the rope from a distance. One person says it is a snake, rope looks like a snake. Another person says it is a stick, the rope is a stick. Another person says it is a stream of water, jaladhara. And another person says it is a garland. Another person might say it's a pipe. Let's have 5 people. Then each one is discussing with the other. No, this is a snake. Another person says, no, this is a pipe. Another person says it's a garland. It's a stream of water. And they are all fighting among themselves. Then there is a wise man coming. He says, now there is no light. The light is not adequate. All of you may be intelligent people. You can speculate about an object. But your intellectual ability does not make the rope visible to you, the thing visible to you clearly. Because intellect is not a pramana for seeing the object as it is. How to see the object as it is? You need light. And he puts on a light, bright light. And then the thing becomes visible as it is. The rope becomes visible as it is. Then all these 5 people, their misconceptions are badhita. Because of the rajju buddhi, the understanding that it is a rajju, it is a rope, all other understandings, ayam sarpaha, iyam jaladhara, अयम दंडः, इयं माला इत्यादयः बुद्धयः. All such buddhis become badhita. They get negated. No longer one can argue, no, it is a snake. The argument is gone. When the light appears. Likewise, when the pramana janita buddhi comes, proper understanding based on the shastra, based on the clear interpretation of the shastra, when it has dawned, then all other misconceptions which existed prior to understanding the shastra, they get negated. Itara viparita buddhishakha bhedasya badhika. And why they are negated? Because samyak pramana janitatvat. Because vyavasayatmika buddhi is born of samyak pramana, proper source of knowledge, proper means of knowledge. Samyak pramana means nirdosha veda pramana janitatvat. Samyak means nirdosha, the pramana which is not defective, free from all flaws, all fallacies. Iha is equal to Shreyo Marge, in the pursuit of moksha. He Kurunandana, O descendant of Kuru. Yaha punaha itaraha buddhayaha yasam shakha bheda pracharavashat anantaha aparaha anuparataha samsaraha nityapratataha vistirnaha bhavati pramana janita viveka buddhi nimitta vashat cha uparatasu ananta bheda buddhishu samsaraha api uparamate ताह बुद्धयः बहुशाखाः बह्व्यः शाखाः यासां ताः बहुशाखाः बहुभेदाः इत्येतत् प्रतिशाखाभेदेन हि अनन्ताश्च बुद्धयः केषाम् अव्यवसायिनां प्रमाणजनित विवेकबुद्धिरहितानाम् इत्यर्थः. याः पुनः means unlike the vyavasayatmika buddhi, unlike what is said before. Yaha buddhayaha, yaha itaraha buddhayaha, the other understandings. And the other understandings are not one, they can be many. In fact, as many buddhis as people make, because it is not based on pramana, it is based on imagination. Yasam shakha bheda prachara vashat. So these buddhis, they have shakha bheda prachara, extension of various branches. Shakha bheda means their varieties, their prachara, their extension. Vashat, because of that, anantaha, samsara becomes anantaha. Samsara becomes endless. An individual holds on to one such buddhi, whatever it is. It may be rationalism. He becomes a rationalist because he is influenced by the university, JNU or whatever university. And there his professor has taught him rationalism. So he becomes a rationalist, calls himself a rationalist. And the moment he becomes a rationalist, he stops reasoning. When you become an ist, reasoning has stopped. Then he starts speaking like other rationalists. So then he holds on to it. Rationalism has its own extension. The rationalist becomes a communist. The rationalist becomes a Marxist. It is another extension of rationalism, Marxist. And one more extension is Maoist. Marxist becomes a Maoist. Then he becomes a Naxalite, urban Naxalite. All these are prachara, extension of one shakha bheda of such buddhi. What happens? He is caught up in samsara. He cannot get out of it. After a while, he understands the significance of Vedanta. Rationalist has understood the significance of Vedanta, but he cannot get out of it. Inside, he may listen to Vedanta, but externally, he has to speak according to his boss, what his boss dictates him to speak. Because he has already paid him money. I am not imagining. I have seen all these things happening. This person comes to my class. He understands the significance of Vedanta. But then he goes out. He is a rationalist, communist. He joins anti-CAA protest. Inshallah, inshallah. without even knowing the meanings of those slogans. La ilaha illallah. He doesn't know what it really means. Even such things I have seen happening in front of me. So, Shakha Bheda Prachara. Shakha Bheda Prachara Vashat. Because of the extension of various diverse branches of the wrong understandings, samsara becomes ananta, endless. Ananta means without Brahmajnana, samsara does not come to an end. So, there are many words. Anantaha, aparaha, anuparataha, nityapratataha, vistirnaha. These are various adjectives of samsara. So, they look similar in meaning. Therefore, we have to distinguish their meaning slightly. Anantaha. Anandagiri says, Anantatvam samyajnanamantarena nivritti virahitatvam. Anantatva means without samyajnana it cannot go. Without atmajnana it cannot go. So, until one gets atmajnana, samsara is endless. Therefore, ananta. And aparaha. Aparaha means difficult to cross over. Anuparataha, incessant. Incessant. It does not stop. It goes like a cycle. One after another. Struggle after struggle. There is no cessation of struggles. Samsara is an endless stream of struggles, endless chain of struggles. When we were kids, we were thinking that one day all our struggles, all our difficulties will come to an end someday. After 10th, all my difficulties will be over. 10th, because the school gets over by 10th or 12th board exam. 10th board exam, school will come to an end. After 10th, then there is 12th, another exam. One more series of struggle. After the school, we think, okay, now all my struggles have come to an end. I will be happy hereafter. Then there is one more. Go to university. Then struggle to get the university degree. After the university degree, all my struggles will come to an end. So this person passed the university exam. Then The struggle he finds that struggle is not yet over. Struggle has just begun. He has to go for a job, find a job, struggle to find a job. Then after getting job, for a while he is happy. Then in the job he has to work for promotion. Job is another struggle. He has to work day in and day out. All the corporate people here know very well how people have to work in the job. Then struggle in the job, struggle in the career, and then struggle in life. He struggles to find a partner, get married. In the traditional way of getting married, he has to compare horoscopes, many jataka, janmapatri, he has to compare. Then it is not matching. Then finally he finds someone. Then he got married, settled, we say settled. He got a job and he got married. Then we say settled. But after settlement, the unsettlement starts. Again there are problems. After 6 months, he says, now I want a divorce. So then struggle for divorce begins. How to get divorce without paying alimony. So, or very less alimony I have to pay. So then there are many, he has to consult a lawyer. Don't ask me how I know all these things, okay? So another struggle for divorce. So after all these things, people get vairagya. So it is an endless series of struggles. Then he thinks, after retirement, I will be happy. All my problems are solved. I will have enough money after retirement and I will live peacefully. But then he finds that another struggle has begun. Vruddhastavat chintasakta. This is not okay, that is not okay. My children are not settled. My grandson is not settled. So many complaints are there. And then he thinks, after death, problem will be solved. So death also does not solve the problem. Because after death, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. That is anuparataha, incessant cycle. That is why Bhashyakara says Nitya Pratataha. It is perpetual. Anuparataha and Nitya Pratataha. Incessant and perpetual. Goes on and on and on and on. That is samsara. And vistirnaha, it is very vast. The samsara is very vast. There are varieties of experiences in samsara. Various janmas, various bhogas, various forms of experiences, they all constitute samsara. Sometimes manushya janma, sometimes insect janma, sometimes devata janma, gandharva janma, varieties of experiences. Samsara is not lacking in varieties. But the varieties don't give pleasure. Most often they give suffering. Therefore, vistirnaha samsaraha bhavati. So, all these wrong understandings, the understandings that are not based on Veda, not based on Veda Shastra Pramana, they keep the samsara going. Taha buddhayaha. We will go to taha buddhayaha. In between we will skip for a while. Taha buddhayaha. Those buddhis, those other buddhis, means buddhis other than vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Bahushakhaha. Bahushakhaha is equal to bahvyaha shakhaha yasam taha bahushakhaha. They have many shakhas, many branches. Many branches means bahubhedaha. They have many varieties. Ityetat. Bahushakhaha means bahubhedaha. They are varieties in nature, various in nature, multifarious. In a tree, there are branches, and each branch moves in a different direction, stretches towards a different direction. Therefore, no single branch converge with the other. All are divergent. They move in various directions. Likewise, all these understandings, they don't converge anywhere. They are all divergent. But all will successfully cause samsara, successfully hold a person down into samsara. Bahubhedaha ityetat and pratishakha bhedena hyanantascha buddhayaha. And these buddhis are anantaha. They are innumerable, not only because they have varieties. These buddhis are varieties in nature, diverse in nature. Each buddhi has its own bheda. Pratishakha bhedena. Each shakha, each variety of the buddhi has its own further divisions. It is called pratishakha, branch of branch. many offshoots. So many shakhas and many pratishakhas. So within one way of thinking, within one school of thought, you will find varieties. Any school of thought you pick. For example, Buddhism. Later on we will study 4 types of Buddhism. Sautrantika, Vaibhashika, Yogachara, Madhyamika. All those are there. These are 4 main types of Buddhist philosophies. Then within that there are many others. So likewise, in every way of thinking, there are varieties. And each one contradicts the other. And each one will successfully hold a person down to samsara. And now, pramana janita viveka buddhi nimitta vashacha uparatasu ananta bheda buddhishu samsaraha api uparamate. So when the pramana janita buddhi arises, pramana janita viveka buddhi nimitta vashat, because of the viveka buddhi, because of the clear understanding which is born of pramana, ananta bheda buddhishu uparatasu, when many different understandings they come to an end, all the misconceptions come to an end when proper knowledge dawns. Then samsaraha api uparamate, then even the samsara comes to an end. The pramana janita buddhi, understanding born of pramana, puts an end to the misconceptions, thereby it puts an end to samsara. Therefore, Krishna suggests Arjuna to take to pramana janita buddhi, to work for clear and proper understanding by means of employing proper means of knowledge, Shastra Pramana. So, Kesham, for who? These many buddhis, the many misconceptions, who do they belong to? Avyavasayinam. Avyavasayinam is equal to pramana janita viveka buddhi rahitanam ityarthaha. The people who do not have proper understanding born of proper means of knowledge. Their understandings are many and multifarious, and they hold him down to samsara. They do not serve the purpose of giving him moksha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।